And for more, let's go to Ariel Kahana, diplomatic correspondent for the Israel Hayom Daily, joining us from the community of Geva Binyamin. And Ariel, it's not Disney or Pixar, but I guess it gets the point across. Is the failure of the Arab parties to unite the key to Benjamin Netanyahu returning to the Prime Minister's office?
Hello, Calev, thanks for having me. So, of course, it depends who you ask. If you are talking with Netanyahu's people, some of them are telling you, listen, maybe the three Arab parties won't cross the minimum limit of 4%, 4 seats, and therefore it's going to be a great victory for us. But I will tell you, Calev, that I spoke with a good Arab journalist friend, and he told me what seems to me a little bit more accurate, and that is that we were already in quite similar situations. So maybe the Arab parties won't have 10 seats altogether, so it will be 9 or 8. But it's not enough. It's definitely not enough for Netanyahu to get the 61. And even more, I want to tell you, Calev, it's not easy to handle a government with 61 seats. Also, the President Herzog, is saying that he wants to be a stable, big, a unity government altogether. So even if Netanyahu will reach a 61, and I'm not sure at all it's going to happen, even if he will do that, it won't be enough. That's at least my assessment.
And I'm going to go even further with another scenario that some have offered up, including Zahava Galon, head of the Meretz Party, which is that Balad splitting from those other two Arab factions. Balad is a more radical faction, you might say, in terms of Israeli politics. That may make it easier for Yair Lapid to somehow form a government, even with the outside support of the Arab parties. Does that sound feasible to you?
Definitely, because it's legitimized, I would say, of course, Ram, but Tal and Khadash as well, to go together with Lapid, because Lapid, as we just saw in the Likud propaganda, they will be able to say, listen, we are not going with the traitors of Balad. We are going just with Ahmed Tibi and Ayman Odeh, and they are more or less fine. But even more, Calev, I want to tell you that Netanyahu is looking for those right-wing voters who hold, as I said, right-wing opinions, but do not support him. Let's say it's Bennett voters, it's Shaked, people who are disappointed with her, but are still looking for home for the coming elections. And we're talking about 2 or 3 mandates, those mandates that Netanyahu is looking for. Many of these people are not so much afraid of a government between Gantz, let's say, and those Arab parties. The message you just saw in the beginning coming from the Likud is not enough to convince them to go back and support Netanyahu.
But Ariel, we're not talking about that many voters. I mean, Netanyahu conceivably is within 1 seat. Just needs to get that one extra seat in order to form a coalition. How long it lasts or not.
You're right. I mean, he might have the 61, and even more, I'll tell you, he needs a 61 first and foremost to get the mandate to build the coalitions, the government, and the beginning of the process from the president. That definitely will be, let's say, a great beginning for him after the elections, if that will happen. But again, 61, Calev, is not enough, and it's not easy. And many people in the right side of the map as well are talking about the day after, saying Netanyahu is now calling Smotrich and Ben Gvir to support him, but on the day after, he will call Benny Gantz and say, listen, Benny Gantz, both of us have a stable, bigger government. Let's go for it together. Let's do it together, a rotation or so. So again, 61 is definitely the minimum limit, but it's not enough.
All right, calling Benny Gantz, because that combination worked so well the first time, Ariel. I wonder how.
And you're right that Gantz keeps saying in open discussions and closed rooms as well that he won't sit with Netanyahu, but we already learned, Calev, we have to wait for the day after. It's politicians, right?
Of course. And Benny Gantz may just say, this time I need to be the first to go around, but I'm not sure Netanyahu will be ready for that. Well, it's going to be interesting. It certainly is getting interesting. Ariel Kahana of Israel Hayom, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.